to get back to this just real quickly. This is this shot veered us onto a whole nother subject. That fighting games and current gen games look a little samey. So I was really excited, and then you kind of brought my excitement down a little bit, Ray. But yeah, it does just look like this. Just looks like Tekken 8 graphics. It just looks like Virtua Fighter in Unreal with photorealistic.
They're not showing much,
but they are really at least showing that they're outside of the ring, and that the frames before this show that they might be breaking through walls and environment hazards and stuff, which is going to be, that might be something that we could look forward to Virtua Fighter 6. But my main topic here, when I'm saying Virtua Fighter 6 Virtual Kids, is that my theory of where this is going based on the character on the right, not Akira. He looks older, maybe a little bit, but this is not necessarily Sarah. Now, this could be another character that just fights like Sarah, but in the history of fighting games, you're thinking about like Tekken 3 and other, like Mortal Kombat's done that, and Mortal Kombat Kids, they give it to the next generation. This is something that fighting game franchises sometimes do, especially when there's a long gap between entries. Okay, let's see what their kids are doing. Now, that's also sometimes that irks fighting game fans. Like, I don't want Sarah's daughter. I want to play as Sarah. I don't want Akira's son. I want to play as Akira. You know what I mean? So this might be what's happening with Virtua Fighter 6. I'm just throwing that out there because I watched. We'll go through that. Well, let's play this real quick here. So the movements. It's hard to tell there, at least.
They're not showing much. Yeah. Which actually makes me wonder. It actually makes me wonder, is this really gameplay? You know, like, what is this?
Yeah, I think it's gameplay. Okay, but I scoured the 30-minute Virtual Fighter Direct, which was boring. You got to be doing a bad job if you make the Nintendo Direct more exciting besides the announcements. At least they go like that. It's snappy, a little bit snappier than this. I haven't subscribed to Sega. I got to subscribe. Oh, I'm not signed in. Whatever. Okay, so here, very few new things in this Virtual Fighter Direct, but we get a really close-up look at the character models. So I will show that now.
Character design.
Okay, here is Akira. Is it over that quick? Oh man.
Character design.
Oh, I had the speed up because I was trying to find it. All right, let me take
the
speed down.
Oh, that guy is talking fast. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old, but
so this is Akira. He's got some facial hair going on, a hat. I don't know if I see a little bit of gray there. This is really. I apologize for the limited amount of new stuff, Virtual Fighter fans, but this is all they gave to us besides the trailer. So this is Akira. The legend is back. I do think he is slightly older.
Why are they not calling it Virtua Fighter 6 if it's Virtua Fighter 6?
They're just calling it Virtual Fighter, I think, for now, at least.
Well, that's why
it's going to be like that kind of. Remember, didn't they call Soul Calibur 6 just Soul Calibur for a while? But it was Soul Calibur 6.
No, it's just Soul Calibur. It's not Soul Calibur 6.
But it was
Soul Calibur 6 is a PS2 game. No, it's not Soul Calibur 6. Soul Calibur 6 is a PS2 game. I have it. I have a digital version of it.
Oh, all right. Well,
it's just called Soul Calibur. It's not called Soul Calibur.
They might be doing that too.
Well, see, that's what I was asking you before.
I think I'm calling it Virtual Fighter 6. Everyone's calling it Virtual Fighter 6.
That's why I was asking you that.
Yeah, Sega itself is not saying, they're just calling it Virtual Fighter for now. But it's basically 6. It's kind of like a reboot, rebirth type thing. But it's really the 6th main entry. They did say that in the 30 minutes. They said this is the first time we're actually rebuilding the game since Virtual Fighter 5. They were really, even though they weren't putting into words and marketing Virtua Fighter 6, it's basically Virtua Fighter 6. It's a building it from the ground up thing, they were saying. They're building it from the ground up. So here's Akira. Here's Akira, the main character.
Now it's
now I'm turning it. All right, now.
Hey, let me tell you something, buddy.
Yeah.
That,
anyway. Now, I didn't mean to get this angle from Stella. Sorry that this is Sega did this, not me. Don't cancel me. Checking out the back first. they zoom in on this angle from Stella first, but this is not Sarah. Stella, the bridge between worlds. So this is a different character, right? Cyrus? This is not Sarah.
No, it's Stella, apparently.
It's Stella, the bridge between worlds. Let me go back there before we get. So this is the only other new thing you get.
It's tough to tell from behind.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, we're going to get there. So Akira, the legend is back. That's what it has by Akira. And now Stella, the bridge between worlds, the bridge between generations of Virtual Fighter characters, probably. I know I'm stretching here, Cyrus. This is a little to go on here.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, and let's look at, hopefully they turn around. Sega, stop focusing on the back there. Okay. Let me see. They got to show her face. But she's got to be okay. There is Stella. Okay. There is Stella. Does she look like Sarah?
She looks kind of like her. Yeah, a little bit. She got the same thing going with her hair.
Virtual Fighter kid is my guess. My best guess. Does that give you any pause? You're like, oh, they're just doing this with the fighting games. Do this. I would prefer if they had brand new characters instead of just the kids of
what if it's not the kids, it's their parents, and this is set in the past? You never thought of that, did you?
Wait, this is Sarah as a, but she.
This is Sarah's. Stella, this is Sarah's mom, Stella, from
Sarah's mother's. But then why is Akira there looking old?
Because it's Akira the second, but it's okay. They had the same name, but you know how people anyway. Never mind.
Possible. I think unlikely. I think this is more than. I think this is the basic generic thing that fighting game franchises do, and these are the kids of the characters.
I'm just trying to like take another look.
It could be Sarah's mother. Stella could be Sarah's mother. Yeah, and they are fighting in it before they got to the rings. Yeah, they could be doing a prequel.
If I turned out to be right from that would be
that
would be very bizarre. Yeah.
Okay. Bria, you're a fan of Virtual Fighter 2. Is your entry point to Virtual Fighter? And you do enjoy fighting games. I know you like Capcom, Darkstalkers, and stuff. Do you know the thing that fighting games do, and they have like the kids of the characters? Do you like that, or would you? I kind of prefer where they just have the characters the way they were and add new characters instead of just like the offspring. Because you had the MK kids, you had the Tekken kids, you had the Street Fighter kids. You've done that before. What do you think on that? If they go that route?
Yeah, I was thinking if they make it so that you can unlock the legacy characters, I think that would be a cool, sort of concession. Like if you have to play through the story mode and then beat that character in order to be able to play them in arcade mode or something like that, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. That's how other fighting games work. You have to unlock these characters. So yeah, I think that would be fine.
Mm-hmm. But if you're looking at this, Cyrus, just initial reactions, would you rather play if Stella has a similar moveset to Sarah? Would you rather play Stella or Sarah? I'd rather just have Sarah.
I don't really care, to be honest. Like I think, I mean, it's cool if they have some of the same characters, and it's cool if they add new ones. Like if Stella's in this, does that mean Sarah's also in this? Or I mean, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't get too caught up in this sort of thing. Like, because dude, in Street Fighter games, for example, you had different characters all the time. Like it was different characters in all of them, you know. And then Tekken's the same, and Virtua Fighter has not been this exact same characters every single time. They've had some that were in, you know.
True.
So I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I'm just
making a good conversation.
And another thing, Max, is you know how this is going to go. You're going to get like 10 characters, and then you're going to get another 4 characters in a pack, and then you're going to get another. Yeah, it's not like it's going to change.
Think about like the history of Virtual Fighter, and from iteration to iteration, one of the strengths one of my concerns with this, I'm not like poo-pooing. I'm very happy Virtua Fighter's back. But one of my concerns is, like, I feel like part of the legacy of Virtua Fighter is each from Virtua Fighter 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 and 3 to 4 is it's one of the most realistic fighting games. And you got really good represented fighting styles. And if they are coming back with Virtua Fighter, I would like new stuff, not only new characters, a couple new characters, some new fighting styles that are one of the more realistic captures of like motion capture or whatever, however they get the fighting styles in there. But that's what I want to see more so than like I'm not into the fighting games for the story, honestly. and oh
yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And I don't think that's a strength of Virtua Fighter either, is story. If they go that route and this is the story of Virtua Fighter, they have the kids. I want to see new fighting styles and more realism. And
okay, look, right now we've barely seen anything. Okay. And I think there's concern because you're like, oh, I hope they don't do this and I hope they do try that or whatever. We have barely seen anything. But what I have seen from that little bitty clip of what apparently is actual fighting in the game, it looks like, just from observing that, and somebody who knows Virtua Fighter pretty well, it looks like it's the same type of fighting, just with a lot better animation and probably a lot better detection as far as like the interaction of hitboxes and things. I'm not even sure in the 3D space that you talk about fighting games the same way as you do in the 2D space. I mean, I think it's a totally different kind of situation, but it looks like a much more realistic interpretation of what was already a pretty good realistic fighting series. So I'm excited to see more. I want to see a lot more.
Okay. Well, I think I stretched that topic as much as I could. So if you guys are okay with timing, I just have like two little things. They're not going to be long to show you.